Oh boy, I'm so excited to talk to you about the fragrance today. It's one that I've been planning to do while I took my time off. It's a fragrance I discovered last year, the middle of last year. I made a purchase from somewhere and it came with a sample. And it came with a sample of this wonderful fragrance that I had completely overlooked, missed. Oudmazing from the house of Montale. So I wore that sample and I was like getting whiffs throughout the day of fragrances it reminded me of. And I'm thinking, where the heck have I been? This fragrance is amazing. Why haven't I discussed it? So today, in today's review, it's Oudmazing from Montale. And I'm going to give you 3 fragrances that Oudmazing is an awesome alternative to. First one being Vie Est Belle from the house of LANCOME. Second one being Coco Mademoiselle from the house of Chanel. And then finally the third one, Mugler's Angel. So if you want to find out all about Oudmazing from the house of Montale, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today I'm talking about Montale's Oudmazing. As I said, I don't know where I've been. I actually totally overlooked this fragrance. I don't really watch reviews, so I can't hear what other people are, hyping and discussing. So since Montale releases so many releases, the offerings, they usually come out with like 3-4 fragrances every 6 months. I think that's the ratio. I'm not 100% sure. So I overlooked this one. I thought, okay, it's another oud fragrance. I don't need another oud fragrance. But this is actually a lot more than just an oud fragrance. That's why I'm highlighting it. I love oud in fragrances. And, this adds, the patchouli in there, kind of sparkly like the other 3 fragrances I discussed. But, also fruity notes, which kind of is a great contrast to me. So, as I was saying, when I tested out the sample, I thought to myself, damn, this is such a great release. Great longevity, sparkly patchouli, reminder of Coco Mademoiselle, La Vie Est Belle, Angel. I'm going to have to review it. Anyway, a great release from Montale. Before I let you know about Oudmazing and also how it compares to those 3 fragrances, if this is your first time tuning in, please do subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So let me know if you're a fan of Oudmazing. Have you sampled it? What do you like about it? And maybe you hate it. Let me know if you don't like it. The thing with this one is it does kind of lean feminine, even though it has that very masculine oud note in it. But I really don't care. I think it's a great smelling fragrance, and I like that it reminds me of these 3 fragrances. That's what I like about it. Kind of like, the word nostalgia is not correct, but reminiscing about other smells that I've put on. And so I'm wearing something brand new. It is definitely a different take on a fragrance that I remember wearing in the past. I like that about fragrances. I wouldn't call this like a clone. It just, the fusion of the notes together, I think, became something so good that when I wear it, it has hints of these other 3 fragrances. So this launched in 2016. 100 ml is 170 Eau De Parfum concentration. I believe the perfumer is Pierre Montale, and I do have a Twisted Lily discount code if you're interested in purchasing this one. You can use Perfume Guide 10 and save 10% off not only Montale fragrances, including Oudmazing, other fragrances that are there. So Oudmazing features Malaysian oud, Sicilian orange, Sicilian bergamot, pear, and fig for top notes, heart notes, Florentine iris, Egyptian jasmine, patchouli. Finally in the base notes, leather, bourbon vanilla, pink grape, and white musk. So those are the notes. As you heard, there are multiple fruity notes credited in this particular fragrance. Pink grape, the pear note, and then of course the prominent one, figs. There's definitely a figgy presence here, and not necessarily the figginess or the fig leaves or the tree, it's the fruit itself. But with this one, initial blast, it's the oud right away. You actually smell that signature oud smell that Montale is known for. So if you don't like Montale's ouds, this might not be a fragrance for you. But if you do enjoy Montale's ouds, and you enjoy these other 3 fragrances that I mentioned, La Vie Est Belle by LANCOME, Coco Mademoiselle, Mademoiselle by Chanel, Angel by Mugler. You definitely need to get your nose on this one. But it's that blast of the oud and the combination of the citruses with that fruitiness from pear and the figs. That's the initial blast. It's a great combination, and it's a great start, but it's definitely oudy. The oudy is definitely musty, a little moldy kind of smell. You know, the signature Montale Oud smell. It's definitely here. I wouldn't call this an animalic oud, but it's definitely got the qualities of a kind of a Western slash, Eastern kind of a oud combo. So the fragrance does get, powdery and floral in the heart. It's definitely very, very floral. And here is when you start experiencing the reminders of those other three fragrances. Those other three fragrances are known for patchouli. Angel is the most that's known for patchouli, but the others too, the Chanel as well, and then the La Vie Est Belle. They have a prominent feature of patchouli in those three fragrances, and this is where I'm getting the whiffs of the patchouli, the flowers, and then the oud and the fruits up top to remind me, to give me whiffs and reminders of those three fragrances. And that's what I liked about this particular fragrance. It's an oudy take on something similar to those three fragrances, and you can take parts, notes out of each one and combine them in here, add the oud, and then add some more fruits to create this kind of a unique composition of notes that's not only a great smelling fragrance, and it features oud, but also has those reminders. The fragrance eventually sweetens up and gets leathery and a little more fruity, but it's very, very musky here. The sweetness definitely comes through a lot more here, but you've got the leather to tone down the sweetness. But this particular fragrance is a sweet fragrance, a fruity fragrance, definitely oudy woody, and then musky as well. The leather comes in, but it's not an overdose of leather here. I think it just complements the patchouli that's in here to accentuate that kind of earthiness and contrast to the sweetness, and then also the fruits that's in here. It's such a great smelling fragrance, and also very, very long lasting compared to these fragrances, the designer fragrances. I think it's very, very long lasting. And the thing I like about this one is I don't usually see oud in the top notes, so it's interesting that they have oud in the top notes, and it's that initial blast. It's called Oudmazing. You're getting oud right up top, it's the very, very top note. So I think it's a great alternative for these fragrances. They're not identical. Just be warned, you're not going to get an Angel when you get Oudmazing. You'll get the reminders, but it's definitely not a clone of Angel. You're not going to get a Coco Mademoiselle, alternative or clone, but you'll get the reminders. And then definitely it's not a La Vie Est Belle clone. You'll get the reminders, but it's in that order. I think the most it reminds me of is La Vie Est Belle, followed by Coco Mademoiselle, then followed by Angel. I think Angel, the sparkliness of the patchouli, the earthiness of the patchouli is all it reminds me of. And I think both fragrances, Oudmazing and Angel, has lots of fruits. But Angel is such a distinct smell on its own. The only thing that it's reminding me of Oudmazing is the patchouli in there, not much else. But other than that, the other two are even closer as reminders. The first thing I thought of this particular fragrance when I wore that sample, I thought to myself, this is reminding me of Coco Mademoiselle. I don't know why. Later, I had smelled La Vie Est Belle, because I did the initial sampling of this fragrance last summer. Then I thought, wow, this is also reminding me of Oudmazing. But La Vie Est Belle, on the other hand, has this praline chocolatiness combined with the patchouli. So the patchouli in that fragrance is reminding me of Oudmazing, but also it reminds me the closest to Oudmazing. So if I remove the oud from Oudmazing, I get somewhat very close smelling fragrance to La Vie Est Belle. Not identical once again, but the closest reminder of these three fragrances is La Vie Est Belle. But that patchouli in there, and then also the patchouli in the Chanel Coco Mademoiselle are the closest to Oudmazing. So if you've thought about replacing La Vie Est Belle and you're okay with oud, you've got to like oud. That's the first thing you're going to smell when you first smell Oudmazing. So if you're into the idea of oudy La Vie Est Belle, I would suggest Oudmazing. Try it, get a sample, test it out to see what you think about it. And also, longevity-wise, these fragrances from the designers don't have great longevity. If you're looking for great longevity, you're gonna have to go with Oudmazing. And here's the other thing. My mom is a fan of all three of these fragrances. Vie Est Belle, Coco Mademoiselle, Angel. Guess what I'm gonna give her for her birthday? A bottle of Oudmazing. She's going to love it. She loves Montale fragrances. She likes that kind of Middle Eastern oudy smelling fragrances, and she loves the patchouli forward fragrances that are Vie Est Belle, Coco Mademoiselle, and Angel. And she's actually a woman that likes long-lasting fragrances. She'll complain if it doesn't last long, because she wants her fragrances to last. She works, so she wants to leave and then come back with the scent on herself. So she does like the fragrances that last. And this one will totally satisfy her, completely satisfy her. So this actually leads me to one more thing, a topic about this particular fragrance. I think it's a unisex fragrance, but to me it might lean feminine to some guys, because there's a reminder of those three feminine fragrances. That is the reason why I think this might lean a little on the feminine side. But for me, the oud totally butches it up. It's a very, very masculine note to me. And that's what you start with. You start with that blast of oud right up top. And as I said, that is the signature Montale smell. It smells like a Montale fragrance as soon as you spray it. So if you like these three fragrances, the designers, and you don't like Montale, this might not be it for you. But you like Montale ouds and you like these three fragrances, I highly recommend you try Oudmazing. I know this is an older fragrance, but it's just that I wanted to highlight this fragrance because as I said, I don't know where I've been with this fragrance. It's that sample that did it for me, and I wanted to review this and also share with you guys. I think Oudmazing is the perfect alternative to Vie Est Belle by LANCOME, Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel, and Angel by Mugler. Let me know if you've compared these three fragrances to Oudmazing. Let me know if you currently wear Oudmazing and you've never compared those three fragrances. And as I said, LANCOME comes first. That's the closest to Oudmazing. Coco Mademoiselle is the second, and then Angel is the third. But let me know. Some people, people smell things differently. You might think Angel might be closer to Oudmazing and vice versa. But I think in that order. And again, Vie Est Belle has that chocolatey note. But when you strip away the oud from the Montale, you're pretty much left with something very, very similar. Not identical, but very, very close. Anyway, those are my thoughts for Montale's Oudmazing, launched in 2016. What are your thoughts on Montale's Oudmazing? Have you sampled it? Have you compared it to these three fragrances? Please do let me know. And also, as I said, I have that discount code to Twisted Lily in the info box. You can go catch, go to Twisted Lily to check out this fragrance. And they do sell samples there as well, and you can use my discount code. It's Perfume Guy 10. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video, please share it, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. I wanted to report back about one more thing. This has now become my favorite oud fragrance from Montale ever since I first discovered it in the sample and I started wearing the actual fragrance from the bottle. It's really, really good. Yes, it does lean feminine, but I like that combination of oud, patchouli, fruits. Very, very sexy. That sparkliness in here from the patchouli, which I find in those three designer fragrances, is top-notch solid for me. So I think it's a great oud fragrance, and as I said, it's my favorite Montale oud fragrance as of now, as of discovering. I haven't sampled every single oud fragrance from Montale, but as of now, with everything that I have in my collection of Montale fragrances, Montale's Oudmazing is my favorite oud from Montale. What is your favorite oud from Montale? Please do let me know. Put a comment down. I wonder if it's Oudmazing from Montale. Anyway, guys, thank you for sticking around for the bonus info. Bye-bye.